Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michael Strom from Oasis Senior Advisors, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Elaine Watrous from Elite Fiduciary Services. Elaine, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Michael.
How are you today?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. I'm glad you're here. So I was wondering, could you tell us and the audience a little bit about your background and Elite Fiduciary Services?
Yes, thank you. I'd love to. Well, about 30 years ago, my husband and I started managing small businesses, multiple businesses, and I became the CFO of the various companies, and I finished my degree in accounting and finance in 2005. In 2008, I went to work for a law firm to learn how to be a fiduciary, and I assisted several, almost 100 families in administering trusts. And through that process, I met a lot of elderly people who needed assistance, who didn't have family members to assist them. And I found that I really enjoyed working with the elderly. So in 2013, I got my license, and in 2016, I started Elite Fiduciary Services.
Well, thank you, Elaine, for all that wonderful background information on you and Elite Fiduciary Services. Now, I believe a lot of people don't really understand what is a fiduciary and what do they do. So I was wondering, can you tell the audience what is a fiduciary and what do they do?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you. Fiduciaries have been licensed in the state of California since 2009, and fiduciaries are caring, compassionate advocates for those who are vulnerable, the elderly, disabled, or developmentally impaired. We assist people who have no one else to assist them, or who are unable for other various reasons to assist them in their personal and financial needs.
Well, thank you, Elaine. Now, I understand fiduciaries, they wear a lot of different types of hat and provide a lot of different types of services for their clients. Could you talk about those types of services that you offer for your clients?
Yes, certainly. Fiduciaries serve a variety of roles. We can be appointed as trustee in a trust document. We could be appointed as executor in someone's will. We could be appointed as their power of attorney. So while they're living, we can help them when they can no longer handle their daily bill payment services or healthcare decisions. If the client does not have documents in order, we can be appointed by their daughter or son or another family member, or we could be appointed by the court. And a court appointment is considered a conservatorship or guardianship. So there are many different roles and ways we can help people while they're alive and after they're gone.
Well, thank you, Elaine, for speaking about all the different types of services you provide. Now, part of that, you mentioned trust administration. It's a very important part. So I was wondering, can you talk more to the audience about how you actually do that and some of the nuances of being a trust administrator for one of your clients?
Yes. Trust administration is a very detailed-oriented task, and most people think of trust administration as after someone has passed away, in fulfilling their wishes as spelled out in their trust, in fulfilling the wishes of the probate code. For the benefit of the beneficiaries. But while someone's alive, they are the beneficiary. And if they have the foresight to name a trustee, like Joni did, we can help protect their assets. The story of Joni, her mother had Alzheimer's, and she was afraid she would get Alzheimer's. She had already been financially abused by a family member, and she appointed me as trustee in her document. She was competent when she created her document, but I became the trustee immediately upon her signature. At that time, I was able to protect her house, I was able to protect her insurances, I was able to protect her annuity. And as time grew on, caregivers were trying to get her house, and neighbors were trying to get her to buy new annuities when she was already ill and well into her 70s. So I was able to put a stop to the abuse that Joni was about to endure. And now her trust assets are available to her beneficiaries for their benefit, which is what Joni intended all along.
Well, thank you, Elaine, for explaining the trust administration portion. So now you'd also mentioned conservatorships. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about what is a conservatorship and how does that work?
Yes, thank you. Conservatorships is a court process preserved for those who did not plan their own estate planning documents in advance of their need. And when the need comes, sometimes the son or daughter is abusing the elderly, using the assets for their own benefit instead of preserving them for the elderly's care for the rest of their lives. An example, most recent example, is Mr. Watkins. Mr. Watkins is a recent appointee by the court, and the reason he was appointed to me was because he has been financially abused by several family members already, and he has made several foolish financial decisions. He's relatively young, he's only 74, and his meager assets need to last him the rest of his lifetime. It's up to the private professional fiduciary to ensure that his assets do last him the rest of his life.
Well, thank you, Elaine, for talking about conservatorships and telling us how that works. Now, I understand you also do bill payment services for your clients. Could you talk to us about how that works?
Yes. Bill payment services is often the first way that we can assist people. When an elderly person starts to have challenges, it's usually in the area of their finances. So we can assist people, come alongside them, just help maintain their checkbook balance for them, get their bills in order, get them paid, work hand in hand with them. They can sign their own checks, they can still call the shots, but we can help guide them in that process.
Well, thank you, Elaine. Now, in my experience, I've always seen that there's just not enough government benefits available for seniors when they need help. So could you talk about the service you provide in helping seniors identify the benefits that are available and how they're administered?
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you. Government benefits are oftentimes the last resource a person can turn to, whether they are a veteran, developmentally disabled, or physically disabled. Fiduciaries are responsible for not only knowing what government benefits are available, but attaining them and retaining them for the client's best interest. We do know about Medicare, Medi-Cal, Social Security, SSDI, veterans benefits, etc. So we are very helpful to the person that we are serving.
Well, thank you, Elaine, for all that wonderful information about what a fiduciary does and how you help them. So now, if someone would like to call you for questions or consultation, what is the best number to reach you at?
Well, they can reach me at 714-746-4972.
Excellent. And I understand that PFAC is a great resource also. So tell us about the resource of PFAC. How to use that? What's it for?
The Professional Fiduciary Association of California has an excellent website that they can do a search for a fiduciary to interview several of them and to find a fiduciary of their liking. Their website is pfac-pro.org. That's pfac-pro.org.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Elaine.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.